Good morning, afternoon, or evening, everyone, and welcome to Brawl Stars. Brawl Stars is a freemium, real-time strategy game developed by Supercell, the makers of Clash of Clans and Clash Royale, both of which you've likely heard of. Today, I'm going to be going back to my roots of mobile games, starting with Brawl Stars. This is a game I have played since almost literally day one, and I am excited to share my enjoyment of it with you all. So without further ado, let us hop into the topic of this video. Tips and tricks to help you earn more trophies. Trophies are your means of progression in the game. Every non-friendly battle you play, you gain or lose trophies depending on the outcome. While at first glance it might seem like all it comes down to is how good your teammates are, if you play to your strengths and think before you hop into a match, you can be the solo carry that brings your team to victory. Thusly, these tips focus on improving your play. My hope is that the following tips won't be the typical cliche points that you hear everywhere, but that you will find value in at least something that I have to say. So number one, get yourself in the best position physically. This game is a mobile game that you play on your phone, and therefore there are a number of orientations you can play the game in. While it may not seem like this has much of an effect, how your hands are positioned, if you are holding your phone or letting it rest flat on a table, whether you are in a moving vehicle, etc., can all drastically affect things like your aim, how well you can dodge, or how fast you can press your super and cast it. My personal favorite position is to be sitting down, have the phone resting at about stomach height on a flat surface, such that I can have both hands positioned over the phone. My right hand, since I use tap, is doing the moving and shooting. My left is held over the super button for quicker access. Believe me, quicker access to your super can be the difference between staying alive or dying. So make sure you are in the most comfortable position before you play, because you can't carry your team if you can't aim and dodge. Number 2, play on the right game mode for the brawler. While this may seem obvious, it is important. I understand you have that brawler that you are dying to play, but you are worsening your chance of victory if you don't play on the most optimal game mode for the brawler in question. A great example of this is Piper. She is a beast at bounty, but not so good everywhere else. If you want to maximize your chances of victory with Piper, only play her on bounty. And this goes for every other brawler. Piper is one of the most constricted brawlers in the game. She's really good on bounty, decent in smash and grab, but pretty crappy in just about every other game mode you can think of. So you really need to focus on which game mode it is before you hop in with Piper. But as I said, this goes for every brawler. So if you want to play Primo, a great mode for Primo is Brawl Ball, where everyone clumps up around the ball. You can predict where they're going to be going, so you have great super locations. There's boxes that you need to break, and Primo does that great with his super, and he's super tanky, so there's a lot of times when he can walk the ball into the net. So really focus on which game mode you're playing before you hop in with the brawler you want to play. So number 3, play on the right map for the brawler. This goes hand in hand with point 2. Okay, so a bounty map just opened. Let's play Piper. Woo! No, hold on a second. Take a step back and think about what map it is. Yes, Piper may be good on bounty, but she is not good on maps with tons of bushes or bushes all along the sides that allow bulls, Shellys, or Primos to easily sneak up on her. 2 examples of maps I would not play Piper on: Outlaw Camp and Snake Prairie. So here is Outlaw Camp. So the problem with these maps is that they've got tons, well, firstly, they have tons of bushes. So if you're coming up straight from spawn, you can't see anyone in here, right? Unless they're actively giving their position away, like firing every 2 seconds and standing still, it's very hard for you to hit anyone. So you can't aim. And the second problem is it's really easy for brawlers to sneak up on you. So let's say I'm Piper, I'm in the the bottom right corner of the map. Well, I'm not going to see a Shelly coming up here. A Shelly comes in, supers me, I'm dead in one shot. I had no chance to see the Shelly. So you really need that line of vision. Piper is a super squishy brawler and can only escape if she has her super up. But even if you do have your super up, if a bull comes out of nowhere, a Shelly comes out of nowhere, sometimes you don't even have a chance to react. It's like 2 seconds and boom, you're done. So the amount of bushes on this map makes it both hard for her to aim and easy for high hitting close range brawlers to clean her clock. And the second map in this category that I would not play Piper on are Snake Prairie. This shares the exact same problems as the first map. Way too many bushes. Yes, these bushes do... they don't respawn after you break them like on all other maps. But the problem is in the early game, you're basically useless. You can't see anyone unless, again, like they're standing still and actively giving themselves away, or you get some lucky shots. But you can't see anyone. So Piper's got a reload speed of 5 seconds. If you can't see anyone, or if you blow a shot, that's 5 seconds that you can't be doing any damage, right? Other brawlers have 1 second reload speed, so it's a lot more forgiving for them, but Piper is not one of those brawlers. You really need to be hitting her shots to be doing well. If you miss a shot, 5 seconds of no damage for your team. If you miss again, that's 10, 15 seconds. Again, a lot of brawlers with 1 second reload speeds can constantly be putting out shots, and even if they miss, it's not that much of a disadvantage. But Piper, you need to be able to aim to help your team out. And it also has the same problem of brawlers being easily able to sneak up behind you and sneak around, as yes, there are tons of bushes in this map. So you would be surprised how many times I see a Piper on Outlaw Camp. If you really care about her trophies, don't play her here. Yes, with any, this goes for any brawler, right? There are certain maps that they won't be good on. So for example, maybe Primo is going to be great in this bounty map, but he's going to be terrible in bounty maps like Shooting Star or Star Gulch, where there's almost no bushes and it's really open. So he can't get close enough to the enemy team to actually do any damage. So, yes, sometimes you can still do well and win with those brawlers on certain maps. But the fact... If I can go back to Piper here, the fact that I can't see anything on Piper in the early game and can be easily outflanked and killed until the bushes are cleared means that I'm going to be of limited use until later in the game, thereby lowering my team's chance of being able, or lowering my chance of being able to carry my team to victory. If I'm not doing well, then I'm worsening our team's chance of victory, and obviously I can't carry if I'm not doing well. So as I said, this does go for any brawler. So pay attention to what map you are playing on. Number 4, note which maps people can use cheesy strategies on. This kind of ties in with point 3. Knowing which map you are playing on before charging in can save you some cheesy losses. Take, for example, Temple Ruins. A common cheesy strategy that I often see on Temple Ruins is a Mortis, Dynamite, and Barley on a team. Mortis rushes up, grabs the first star, and then pulls back to base, forcing your team to come to them. You can see, looking at the map, that there is one choke point, which a Barley and Dynamite will have no trouble keeping you out of. Thus, in my opinion, it is essential that you have a thrower on your team to flush them out of their hiding spot. If you are playing as a team of 2 or 3, make sure you have at least one thrower in your party. If you are playing solo, it is essential to be that one thrower. So if I'm playing on this map on my own with randoms, I will always be either Barley or Dynamite, so I can at least prevent a loss from Dynamite sitting here, Barley sitting here, and a Mortis derping around, and our team can't do anything because they can't shoot over walls. Number 5, and this is a bit of a controversial point, potentially. Don't play Heist with brawlers whose trophies you care about. Heist is the unquestionably most unbalanced game mode in the game, usually in favor of the defenders. With typically 1 or 2 chokes for the attackers to assault through, it is very easy for an enemy team with throwers to keep you from even getting close to the safe unless they screw up big time. Sure, you can blow up walls, but against skilled players who are using throwers, it will be hard for you to charge up your super, and keep in mind you need to be on a brawler who can destroy walls. All in all, the massive unbalance towards one side and the randomness of what side you're put on, means that it is very easy for you to lose trophies when playing Heist. So if you're on a high trophy brawler that you care about, don't play Heist. Use one of your lower trophy brawlers where you don't have to worry so much about losing trophies on that brawler. And if you are going to play Heist, it would be optimal to play it as a team so you can plan a good team composition out instead of risking getting some pretty crappy brawlers on offense or even defense. So number 6, play some warm-up matches. Hopping into a game after not playing for a while is like starting a hockey game without stretching beforehand. Yes, you can still do well, but it's hard to operate at maximum capacity, and speed. Both your body and brain need some time to readjust to get into the Brawl Stars mode, in air quotes there. So playing a warm-up match on one of your low trophy brawlers or on any brawler in a friendly battle or even against bots can help you readjust and avoid sloppy mistakes that come from not being in the zone, if I may use air quotes again. So here's the next point, number 7. Practice key mechanics. Another great idea when playing on your low trophy brawlers, in friendly battles, or even against bots is to choose one thing to work on for the game and focus on it. So I'm about to hop into a friendly battle and I'm going to put all my focus into dodging, predicting enemy shots, and avoiding them. I'm hopping into a battle and I'm going to focus today on aiming, predicting where the enemy is moving, and then hitting them accordingly. So if you can do this consistently, you'll get better and better, and you'll be more easily able to carry your team to victory. So, final point, and this is pretty obvious. Play with friends when possible. This is a no-brainer, but it works. If you can decide on a team composition and talk throughout the game, keeping each other updated on enemy movements, who just uses super, mine placements, etc., it will be much easier for your team to win against an uncoordinated team. So you don't need to focus too much on your own skill, as hopefully you've got some pretty decent teammates that you're playing with. But definitely the biggest thing is that you're able to formulate a team composition. You don't have to worry about getting... Like, for example, if I'm playing Shooting Star and I'm playing Piper, I don't have to worry about getting a Primo and a Bull who are going to do jack all on that map. So, play as a team when you can, but that's kind of a no-brainer and kind of goes away from what this video is exactly focused on, which is helping you stack all possible advantages in your favor so that even when playing solo, you can carry your team to victory. And that is just about going to wrap it up. I would like to take a moment to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed and learned a thing or two to help you in your journey to climbing trophies on your favorite brawlers. If you decide to stick around, there's going to be a lot more Brawl Stars content coming your way. So I would like to thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Cheers, guys.